I thought or Gossett, excuse me, did a nice job against us today. Obviously, was using a very good breaking ball and attacking with his fastball where he needed. So we weren't able to get a whole lot going, but basically they kept us at bay a little bit offensively today.
You didn't want to go too deeply into this last night, but can you talk about what happened today with Todd and then, with the umpire and then you?
Listen, again, players are completely and totally vested in everything that goes on between the lines. And I think Todd just was expressing maybe some frustration in the call, and so he got tossed. And again, I get how difficult it is for those guys to do the job that they do. I still think that, and I could be completely wrong. My perspective could be completely wrong, but I think that the players need to be able to express themselves a little bit, and maybe we need to allow them to do that every now and then when they're out in the lines, playing the game, and let them continue to play.
You've done this a long time in many capacities. Is there certain words that are said that umpires just react immediately? Like if you say this, you're gone, no matter how demonstrative it is?
I think if you direct anything personally to an umpire, I mean, it would be like them saying something personally to us. It'd be offensive. I mean, or you wouldn't take it the right way. But I don't think that anything has been said about the individuals personally. So. Everybody's different. Everybody takes it a certain way, and again, my respect to all those guys that are calling the plays and doing everything they do. But I will say again that players need to be able to express their emotions because they're completely vested in the outcome of everything that goes on between the lines. That's just the truth. That's a fact of it.
You look like you're pretty determined to get thrown out there. Like you weren't going to
listen, I don't ever go into a situation arguing with somebody to get thrown out. I don't. I think what happens is, like anybody emotionally, when you start talking and expressing yourself, you have a tendency to get heated, and you don't plan on doing that. I certainly don't go out there planning on having that happen. I think, though, what happens, and I think it's just human nature, is you start thinking about the whole situation and you're losing a player. You're losing a guy that's supposed to be in there for the next, 2 or 3 innings to help you maybe continue to chip away. Our team has been fighting every day since day one of spring training. I don't care what our record is. I don't care what the score is. We fight. And when you take one of those pieces out of the lineup, you get pissed. So, excuse me for that. But, again, we're all vested in the outcome of everything that goes on. We want to see these guys have success. I think that we just want to make sure that they get an opportunity. And I agree with, all arbitrators. There are certain lines that you can't cross. I get it. I agree. Frazier's never been tossed. Timmy Anderson is the most mild-mannered person you've ever met in your life, yet he's a competitor. So, when you see these guys express themselves in a certain way, consider who they are and, what they're about. Frazier's not, like I said, Frazier's never been tossed in his whole career. And once you start to get to know these guys a little bit, you understand where they're at. And you know what? It's my job to make sure that I express my feelings based on the men that are playing for the Chicago White Sox. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But, we talk about playing 9 innings of baseball, battling, doing everything we can to, put ourselves in a good position regardless of the score. And that's going to happen every now and then. So that's just what happened.
With Shields, just command, looked like he was just missing the outside corners and put him over the plate at that point?
Yeah, again, he made a couple of mistakes. Balls got over the plate that these guys were able to hammer. And at that point, congratulations to him, first of all. He reached a huge milestone in those 2,000 strikeouts. But I think in the end, the homer got him a little bit, and we were just going to try and help him out a little bit and see if we keep the game within reach. But he just let some balls all over the plate.
Do you see that happen, though, when a guy comes off a long stint on the DL? His first start might be he's got a lot of energy, and then the second start he just might be a little bit fatigued.
I don't think it had to do with fatigue today. I really had to do with, if you guys remember in that start in Toronto, he was using his breaking ball very effectively for strikes, dropping it in for strikes, really manipulating the velocity in it. So he had two velocities in his breaking ball. Today he didn't use that as effectively as he did in Toronto. And I know we were watching the game as it was developing, and we thought, man, if he starts to use his breaking ball a little bit more effectively, it'll help his fastball, the look of the fastball. So he just never got to it. And so, he got into a little trouble and left a couple pitches out over the plate that they got. And like I said, these guys don't go out there trying to not have a good game, and just didn't work out today.
Not to belabor it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you watch with Tim in the clubhouse. Did you watch with Todd today?
I was in there with a little bit with Todd. Yeah, a little bit. I think he was frustrated and he was apologizing. There's no need to apologize. I think all of us understand competitors are geared to perform, and you have high intensity makeup, and I think that it just expressed itself a little bit today. Those guys, both in our clubhouse and those men that are working for the umpires, they're all good men. They're all trying to do their job, and equally trying to do their best. So there's no hard feelings against anybody. Just the nature of the beast.